everyone, time to do another camera comparison and on my second channel. This is one of the first on this channel and I have to pump out a bunch of these, so I'm not going to be able to go as in-depth as possible because I have to do a bunch of videos tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and show you guys this comparison of the iPhone 12 versus the iPhone 7 Plus's cameras. Now you do have a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences as well, and I think a lot of the differences come in the form of the front camera. You can do 4K at 60 on the front of the iPhone 12, on the 7 Plus only 1080p. On top of that, the back camera, you can only do 4K at 30 on the 7 Plus, where you can do 4K at 60 on the iPhone 12, and you do have that ultra-wide sensor on the iPhone 12. You do not have that on the iPhone 7 Plus, but you do have that telephoto lens, which is pretty important. So the whole entire video, the iPhone 7 Plus photos and videos will be on the left, the iPhone 12 videos and photos will be on the right. And looking at this first photo, you can already see quite a bit of differences from what you can see. I mean, these were taken at the exact same times, and you can see that the iPhone 7 Plus kind of overblew the lighting of these specific photos. The iPhone 12 did a better job at kind of leveling out all the colors. The bokeh looks better on the iPhone 12 as well. So if you're taking a lot of outdoor shots, you're basically going to be able to see that the lighting and everything will pretty much look better on the iPhone 12 than on the iPhone 7 Plus, including the bokeh and kind of, brightening up the colors. And you can see the same thing in this case, look how much brighter and better the iPhone 12 photo looks than on the 7 Plus. You would think these were taken at like different times of the day or something like that, but that was not necessarily the case. And forgetting about the focus points and everything in the bokeh, look at the colors. The colors on the iPhone 12 look so much better. The 7 Plus looks very average. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the specific color. Even on the back, look how much more punchier, and I kind of just better overall the colors look on the iPhone 12. The 7 Plus doesn't really look like that in my opinion. And even looking at this next photo, it's pretty obvious, I think, well, not looking over both of them, but once you kind of focus in on these specific like flower petals right here, and this is so apparent, and I've seen this in every single photo, the 12 does a really good job at leveling out the colors. As you can see, this could be a photo in and of itself. The 7 Plus's photo, the color-wise, it just doesn't look as sharp in my opinion, and I feel like they could have done maybe a better job at that time, but this phone came out in 2016, so it's totally okay. But I definitely do think when you look at the colors, even these leaves, you definitely get a better idea of the colors on the iPhone 12 and how much better the colors look on the iPhone 12 than on the iPhone 7 Plus in my opinion. Now I started to do these indoor photos that a lot of you guys requested, and I actually do think the 7 Plus did a pretty decent job at the colors. You can see that overall they kind of look the same, but the 12 does a better job at kind of sharpening out all those colors. As you can see, you kind of get better and just sharper colors overall on the iPhone 12. And even more important than that is the coloring. Look at the colors here. These were taken at the exact same time, lighting, everything the same, indoor coloring, and they kind of look like different colored photos. And I feel like the 7 Plus may be more accurate, but the 12 did a better job at kind of leveling out the colors again and making it look better overall. And that was something that I really liked. And even continuing on to this photo, this was something that was crazy to me, because when you look at them, you would think this is just like a sloppy photo on both, but the 7 Plus doesn't have night mode. The iPhone 12 does have night mode, which is very cool. And look at this. I mean, it did take like an extra second for me to take this photo because obviously I had to keep it there for night mode. The 7 Plus doesn't have it. So if you're taking a lot of indoor photos in dark lighting, the 12 will do so much better than the iPhone 7 Plus. And this is just, it's not even an opinion. That's such an important thing. Look how much brighter the iPhone 12 photo looks than on the iPhone 7 Plus. And I even did the same exact test on this photo, and this was a little bit less obvious to me. I feel like these two kind of look almost the same, but when you start looking at them like this, look how much brighter the iPhone 12 photo looks than the iPhone 7 Plus. Again, so much more noise going on in these photos. Even if you look at the corner right here, so much more noise. The iPhone 12 did a really good job at smoothing out everything and making sure there's not a bunch of noise in the back of this photo, which I really do like. Now in this photo it might look kind of interesting, but I went ahead and zoomed in as much as I can on both phones, and I pretty much saw that the iPhone 7 Plus's photo looked much more, you can zoom in much more. It may not be the highest of quality, but as you can see, this is how far I was able to, zoom in at the same exact distance on both phones. So you can zoom in much more with that telephoto lens on the 7 Plus. But on the flip side, I went ahead and, kind of zoomed out as much as I could in the same exact distance. And you can see that the iPhone 12 with that ultra-wide sensor, you can get much more in a photo. So even though the iPhone 7 Plus has that telephoto lens, the iPhone 12 does have the capability of zooming out a lot more, which is something I really do like, honestly, inside of a photo camera. Now this was portrait mode on both, and somehow the 7 Plus, interpreted that that was an animal, so I don't get that. But I think it was probably about the same on both. The 7 Plus's portrait mode actually looked pretty decent, but I think the iPhone 12 did a better job at, again, leveling out the colors. If you look at this specific setting right here, not the setting, but you can see that I feel like there's more edge detection on the iPhone 12 right here. The 7 Plus did a good job still, but I think when you look at them like this, they actually do look pretty good, and I'm actually proud of the 7 Plus's photo and, portrait mode for that matter. And this is just a last photo I took. I mean, you can't really tell too much on it, to be completely honest. If there was something to hit on, I would have probably hit on it by now, but they look about the same, to be completely honest. So I did do a photo and audio comparison, so I'll go and play that now. Now I'm using the iPhone 12 camera and the iPhone 7 Plus camera, and it is kind of dark outside. It's not like nighttime, but there's a little bit less lighting than usual. And you can definitely tell that the iPhone 12 does far better in low light conditions as well. And I'll go ahead and kind of move up here. And there's definitely a pretty big difference between both. I think in sunlight conditions there's not a big difference, but in terms of this nighttime stuff there kind of is. Now you do have the ability of doing that ultra wide sensor on the iPhone 12. This is as far as you can go on the iPhone 7 Plus, and this is as far as you can zoom in on the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 7 Plus. And there's definitely more zooming capability on the iPhone 7 Plus. Now both can do 4K, but the iPhone 12 can do 4K at 60, which is pretty important. And I'll go ahead and use the built-in microphone of the iPhone 7 Plus. So this is what audio quality will sound like on the 7 Plus. I'll go and switch over to the iPhone 12, and this is what the audio quality on that phone sounds like right now. So hopefully the iPhone 12 is better. Now that we're back, let me go ahead and tell you, I definitely do think the iPhone 12 video and camera quality is the better one by hands down. But if you're taking a lot of outdoor shots, the 7 Plus will probably still get the job done. You know what I mean? Like, you have portrait mode, you still have a lot of capability, and I will definitely say it did better than I thought. But I think the iPhone 12 is obviously the winner here in this case. So that really pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.